shaped a little of me that I am focusing on the psychological warfare which were used in the Mahabharata for during the various episodes. Uh, so, ma'am, coming straight away to my first question,
जी
uh, ma'am, in your view, what does the Mahabharata teach us about the use of mind, emotion, and perceptions as tool in warfare? Which episodes, in your opinion, best reflect such psychological tactics?
right. So, sir, of course, it starts with man only, you know, man
Yes,
and manas. They talk about the meeting point between Nar and Narayan, and they
yes,
count them as one. When Vyas starts his first shloka, that itself gives a mental space to the functions of Mahabharata. When he says
yes,
that I do Vandana of Saraswati and Ganesh, he also
yes,
says it is about Nar and Narayan. So when
yes, ma'am.
we fix up our actions like between Nar and Narayan, that
Yes, ma'am.
itself means we are dealing with two types of psychology. One psychology which is limited, which has limited understanding, and the other one which can perceive ages, which can look beyond what is happening. So, when
Yes,
we
ma'am.
talk of psychological warfare, there are three conditions. One
Yes, ma'am.
condition is tatkalik. What will we
Yes, ma'am.
gain right now? The other condition is samayik, periodic. What do we gain in the period of time? And the
Yes, ma'am.
third condition is universal, kaljayi.
Okay.
So, what will be the implication in the times to come? So, these wars were fought for these three purposes. One is
Okay.
which is Tatkalik. So, Tatkalik is suppose the five Pandavas they went to Virat and
Yes,
then
ma'am.
during the Agyatwas and they changed themselves. When they
Yes, ma'am.
change themselves, it doesn't mean that they have lost their powers to fight. Because on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
last day of Agyatwas, they did fight.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's all about to understand that right now at this moment this is better. So you do this. Then the second
Okay.
is periodic. When we say periodic, the Pandavas were preparing themselves to come to Hastinapur, but they went and established Indraprasth. Now
Yes,
the
ma'am.
land which was given Indraprasth, that was
Yes, ma'am.
Khandavprasth. And Khandavprasth was inhabited by Nagas,
Okay, ma'am.
snake land. It was not
Yes,
a
ma'am.
simple land. It was already
Yes, ma'am.
given to Nagas with a boon by the Indra that you will be
Okay.
saved. And Dhritarashtra knew it, and knowingly
Yes,
he
ma'am.
gave away that land to Pandavas because he knew that they will kill them.
Okay, ma'am.
But then Pandavas, Arjuna, because he himself was Indra's putra, and here the
Yes,
boon
ma'am.
is given by Indra. So
Yes,
Arjuna
ma'am.
went to fight Nagas.
Okay.
There Vasuki and Takshak, all those Nagas came.
Yes, ma'am.
And Kalia is already there. It's a
Yes,
big
ma'am.
Nag. And
Yes, ma'am.
then after they burnt out the entire Khandavpras, because if there is fire, the snakes cannot remain inside. So
Yeah, they
because
have to
of
come out.
fire, they came out. And
Yes,
then
ma'am.
Indra's son Arjuna told them that you will be all saved. Don't worry. We are not here to kill you. So that
Yes, ma'am.
itself was the height of psychological war. That they are
Okay.
placed in such a condition where neither they can save the war nor they want to face the war.
Yes,
And they
ma'am.
have to negotiate with the Nagas. And then Nagas had one Asur who was called
Yes, ma'am.
Mayasur. So
Yes,
after
ma'am.
Nagas were satisfied, Mayasur came ahead and he said, I'll build a palace for you, and that palace will be Mayavi Palace. And
Okay.
that's how the Indraprasth palace came into, where the water would look like earth and earth would look like water.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would say that this is one of the best examples of psychological war. That
Okay, ma'am.
you fight from the mind, where your mind is active, more active than your body.
Yes, ma'am.
So that
Correct,
is
ma'am.
how. Ji.
Ma'am, my second question is that when Krishna stood before Kaurava's court as a messenger of peace, was he negotiating or shaping perception? In your view, what psychological objective did Krishna aim to achieve through his words and presence? And how this episode illustrates the power of diplomacy to shape thought and moral before conflict, ma'am?
So there were layered messages Krishna wanted to give to Kauravas. One is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
selection of the villages. I just showed the selection of
Yes, ma'am. I just
villages,
saw that those
right?
5 villages.
So
Yes,
this
ma'am.
selection was very thoughtful selection.
Yes, ma'am.
And Krishna wanted to tell them that, see, if we are at this site, either you will be saved or you will be destroyed.
Yes.
Either we would save you from everything that comes from West, because after
Yes.
all, we are your brothers.
Yes.
Otherwise, you will be destroyed because all your allies are on that side. Most
Yes.
of the allies. There are two parts of an army. Either you have allies or you have subordinate kingdoms. So
Yes.
on the eastern part were the subordinate kings to Kauravas.
Yes, ma'am.
On the
Yes.
west part was the allies.
Yes, ma'am.
So choosing that side was very, very important. And when Krishna went there, he gave few messages. One is he did not stay there. He stayed
Yes.
with Vidur.
Yes, ma'am.
So he did not enjoy the stately welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
He went there outside the state person.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
when he went there and he talked about the 5 villages, the Kauravas got the message that it's a serious business.
Yes,
He means both ways a serious thing, either the war or the villages.
yes, ma'am.
And then Kauravas thought that it will bring to their forever subjugation, and that's why they refused. It was a very hard negotiation. It was not that simple. And that is
Yes.
why the Kauravas said that you just tie him down, bandh lo inko, Krishna ko bandh
Yes,
lo.
ma'am.
And then,
probably, ma'am, we can always say that in a way he was also trying to psychologically also put the Kauravas to a state that they don't go in for the war.
that came later when Kauravas asked that how would you side to us? What can
Okay.
you give it to us? That's also part of negotiation that Nitinji should write, that they had with Krishna. And Krishna used it as a psychological war also when he said, whomsoever I see first in the morning,
Yes.
I'll side the
Yes.
person. So everyone thought about the positioning, which position the eyes should go first in the morning. And that's
Okay.
how they chose the sides. And that's how
Yes.
the fate of the Mahabharata was decided that day, that which side Krishna takes.
Okay.
Very
Ma'am,
much. Your point.
Ma'am, my next question is when Krishna guided Arjun to place Shikhandi before Bhishma, a warrior's bow became his weakness. So, how do you interpret this as use of moral conviction as a psychological weapon?
No,
And-
it's not like that. Before that, only Abhimanyu was killed with unethical practices. He was alone and he was
Yes.
surrounded with 16 warriors, and he
Yes,
was placed to 17 wars. Out of that, 16 Abhimanyu won alone. And then all of them, they
Yes.
pounced on Abhimanyu. So at that verge, I don't think that was so important.
Yes,
And then Bhishma had already taken a vow, that
Yes.
I'll not kill any of the Pandavas. But
Yes.
then he let the Pandavas' son die. So
Yes.
that was very important for Arjuna to see that Bhishma is not there.
Okay. Ma'am, my next question is that when Drona laid down his weapon after hearing that Ashwatthama was dead, it was not the arrow but the rumor that defeated him. And how do you interpret this moment as an example of power of information and belief in warfare?
No,
And
that
what does
plays
it-
a huge role, of course. It's
Yes.
something like, it's something like that famous stumping out by Dhuni, where he just enacts that he has stumped. By the time the batsman became relaxed, he actually made him out. So
Yes, ma'am.
it's
I
important.
think it is the best form of psychological warfare wherein he plays with his mind that his only son is dead, and that's how weakened him. And
See, that is also a check on how
Yes.
strong is the warrior. Warrior is not strong only by the arms, but the mind and nerves should also function in sync. So he
Yes,
should have verified it. He should
Yes,
have checked it. Because each day, you see the psychological war, what Yudhishthir was fighting. Each day, all the Pandavas will go to the Kauravas daily
Yes, ma'am.
and would take blessings of Kripacharya, Dronacharya and Bhishma. Next day you are fighting again, but at the night you are going again and seeking the blessings.
Yes.
So this is also a psychological tactic, daily you are showing your values, your humbleness to some level where they are already owed to you.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is there.
And I think the same thing is relevant in the modern context also, wherein we also try and play with the mind of the adversary so as we get a favorable result.
See, I have seen in recent times twice. One is our dealing with Uzbekistan and Russia. For us,
Yes.
both calamities are painful. So we stand for both.
Yes.
And then the second is there was a blast in Pakistan and our government, they sympathized with Pakistan. They said, oh, we are really sorry that...
Very good statement that we are deeply saddened by the incident.
Yeah.
So, yes, ma'am.
So that psychological, strength, we are not limited by our primary emotions. Hatred is not our primary emotion. Compassion is our primary emotion.
Yes.
Which primary emotion you want to portray? And India has always portrayed compassion as the primary emotion.
That's
So
a
this is a
second
lesson
nature
from
of-
Mahabharata.
Yes.
That Kauravas were showing hatred as the primary emotion.
Yes.
है ना, और कहा जाता है ना, नफरत से अंधा हो जाता है आदमी. They
Yes.
stop
Yes.
seeing everything else.
Yes.
But compassion expands your maybe scope.
Yes.
So how do you show your primary emotion? That's a very important part of our psychological war.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is on Kunti, ma'am. That Kunti often influenced major decisions in Mahabharata through silence, persuasion, and timings, such as when she revealed Karna's identity before the war. So, how do you see her actions as a form of psychological strategy, and how such strategies are being used
So
in the
I would say that
context?
Kunti, not at some places, throughout, she
Yes.
is the person who is insistent on the establishing of dharma. She is the
Yes, ma'am.
person. She negotiated with Dhritarashtra that you will be the caretaker.
Yes, ma'am.
She put that psychology on Dhritarashtra that you are not the king.
Yes, ma'am.
You are just a caretaker.
Yes, ma'am.
And then again and again, when it talks about the Karna, the Karna says that it's not just before the war. Bhishma already knew it. Narada already told to Bhishma. Then Karna already knew it. So it's not disclosing. It's only going to Karna and trying to prevent him to fight the war.
Yes, ma'am.
There she accepts her relationship with Karna, which everyone knew, at least those who were anyhow, they were who's who, they knew it.
Yes, ma'am.
So Kunti is very important. Kunti knew when to press the nerves. Kunti
Yes, ma'am.
already knew what will happen the moment Kauravas know that Drupad is now the part of family, and she was so right. Just after the marriage, Vidur comes from Kauravas and tells the Pandavas that you are invited to Hastinapur. Dhritarashtra has invited you with the Bahu. And they went, and that was the point when Dhritarashtra says, I am giving you Khandav Prasth, you go there.
Yes.
So Kunti very well knew what is the importance of allies, what is the importance of Shastras, what is the importance of penis, what is the importance of improving upon your skills, what is the importance of resources, everything. And she sees to it that these things are placed at the places.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think the timing by which, I think what you're telling is right. The timing by which she goes to Karna, she was aware about Karna's identity since the beginning. But she chose that timing so that she can either persuade him to swap sides or make him little sympathetic towards Pandavas. I think
That's what
the
Karna
Pandavas
said,
were-
you know, ki you will have your 5 sons alive. Either me or
Yes.
Arjun. That we don't know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's absolutely correct, ma'am. And ma'am, the next question is, ma'am, that before Kurukshetra war, Duryodhana proudly displayed his vast army to unsettle the Pandavas. I mean, before the war began. And the Pandavas, they remained calm and they maintained their composure. So, how do you interpret this contrast between boastful display and measured restraint? As a side, do you think that this is a kind of a psychological warfare? One side, Kauravas had a very strong army; they were trying to show to weaken Pandavas, and whereas Pandavas they maintained this restraint,
Yeah.
and they said that we will take the way it comes.
No, see, Vaibhav has always been part of Rajya, and it's the duty of Raja to show the Vaibhav. Then only the public, the Janta, the Praja,
Yes.
they will feel secure. Today, what we have on 26th January as a Republic Day is showing off our Vaibhav. Whether it is cultural Vaibhav or armory Vaibhav or philosophical Vaibhav, it's a duty of the king to show off the Vaibhav. So,
I mean,
Kauravas were
the
right.
The army is again a show of strength. I mean, if you
Yes,
can say-
then only see, you have allies. They don't know each other. Unless and until you bring them to a one platform, how would you make a coalition?
Yes.
And Pandavas hardly had any coalition. It is
Yes.
not maintaining calm. It is like deprived of wealth. They
Yes.
were not so rich or so much blessed with those Vaibhav.
Yes.
So it's again showing the contrast that though there was so much of contrast, how would Pandavas win? You know,
Yes.
that's also basic question. But then it is always a Raja's duty to show off the Vaibhav.
Okay.
You know, Lakshmi is a Pujaniya thing in ours. We are not
Yes.
discarding Lakshmi. But
Yes.
with Lakshmi, with Labh, Shubh comes in the beginning. So we say Shubh Labh.
Yes.
So the beneficiary feelings are attached to the benefit.
Okay. Ma'am, the next question is again related to Karna, ma'am, wherein Krishna also tries to tell him about his lineage, that how he is brother of Pandavas. And he was also given a chance to change sides from Krishna also. And perhaps his destiny would have also changed. But Karna was bounded by gratitude and honor of the Kauravas. So he chose silence and loyalty over advantage. So now how do you interpret this moment of inner conflict as a test of mind and spirit?
So Krishna has seen 3 persons. One is
Yes.
Bhishma, one is Dronacharya, and one is Kripacharya. All the 3 can be called as the paid people who are tied to Kuruvansh. But
Yes.
Krishna, knowing that it is Kunti's son, did not want to Karna to behave like a paid person. He
Yes.
really wanted Karna, and he says Karna also that
Yes.
you will be the king. You know, I'll ask Yudhishthir, you are the eldest Pandava.
Yes, sir.
So that is an acceptance
Yes.
of the shaded past. But because Karna's loyalty was unmatchable,
Yes, sir.
so because his father was also the king of Anga Pradesh, and then
Yes.
Karna became the king of Anga Pradesh. So he thought
Yes.
it's better to be with the Kauravas, and since childhood also Karna was involved into the schemating the killing of Pandavas. So he had his
Yes.
own way of thinking.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is that it is about that during Krishna's counsel to Arjun on the battlefield, ma'am, when he gets weakened and he says that how can I fight with my own brothers and my own elders. So Dharma became, Krishna gave his sermons through Gita, and then Dharma became more than moral guidance. It became Arjuna's psychological armor. He tried to give the Upadesh of the Gita that you have to fight and take the warrior's vow.
So,
how-
it's
This
important.
is again a kind of psychological armor which he gave to Arjuna.
See, before that, if you read Mahabharata, I would
Yes.
request you to read at least this portion where Gita starts. Just
Yes, ma'am.
3 shloka before the Gita starts.
Yes,
Those 3 shloka, they tell us that Arjuna was not at all in dilemma. Arjuna
Yes.
was very happy. He said, let me go and take a round. Who is standing with what armory? So
Yes.
Krishna thought that this would be a boastful show off of war, where this war's purpose is establishing the dharma. So Gita had to happen. But till that time there was no delusion in Arjuna. Krishna sowed that dilemma in in Arjuna. Krishna said, "Oh, have you taken a round? Have you seen all your relatives are standing there?" So the moment Krishna used Tvam Bandhava, the moment Krishna used these 2 words, then Arjuna realized, oh, he is my dada, he is my guru, he is my cousin.
Yes.
Till then, Arjuna was not at all in dilemma. It was purposefully sown in the heart of Arjuna, and then Arjuna started questioning, because it is yet to be a war for dharma. Till that time, it was a local war. They were fighting for their ego and prestige. But
Yes,
Krishna wanted to be a larger war forever.
Yes, ma'am.
So for that, it's definitely playing with the psychology, with what purpose you are going to have the war.
Yes, ma'am.
What outcome you want to happen, desirable outcome.
Yes, ma'am.
That is important.
I think, ma'am, we can also relate in the modern times with the same episode, the recent, the off Sindoor which happened. So in the past we had certain, you see the Mumbai attack, there were so many people, the magnitudes were much larger, but we did not react. But here it was 26 people, and we chose to go ahead and teach the adversary a lesson. So more or less it was also, I think it's my personal view, that psychologically also we wanted to prove it to the world and to our adversary that we are no longer that India who will just give a critique or criticize the adversary on these national media or the international media and sit back and just give. I think this is again a kind of warfare.
Sir, I have been following the public platforms of some of the Pakistan's very popular people. Earlier, there was no such sentiment as, oh, we sympathize with the dead people, whether they are in India or in Pakistan. After Sindoor, they have changed the tone. Now they sympathize with us. Like those same people who had no care left, whether people die even in their own country. Now, even if the show is not about it, they would mention it. So it has put that much of impact. The people, they now say, oh, we don't want any more war. While till now, even the commoner would say, oh, we have nuclear weapon. So it has really come out with a heavy impact on the general public.
Yes. And ma'am, my most of the questions were related to Captain Nitin's. So I just want you to give an insight, ma'am, that throughout the 18 Parvas, the psychological warfare was used by both the sides. There are numerous episodes. It was used by Kauravas also. It was used by Pandavas also. So do you think that the psychological warfare which were used in the Mahabharata in the various episodes are still relevant in the modern times?
Of course, sir. It's how you condition the mind.
Yes.
In the training also, it's not only physical training that a Sainik goes through, it's the conditioning of mind also.
Of course,
So that conditioning of mind is very important. So throughout Mahabharata, we have seen whether there is a wartime or peacetime, the conditioning of mind, whether through tapasya, whether through vipassana, whether through journeys, tirth yatra, all sorts of environments are created to create the mind's condition. So the more you are exposed to different conditions, the more you are relatable to the society.
Yes.
And then you can be a better performer. Otherwise, why should they show the tirth yatra of Arjun or Balram? And then family. What is family? How large can be the family? Whether you can take people as your family or not.
Yes, ma'am.
So many types of conflicts have set up the wars in Mahabharat. The
Yes, ma'am.
conflict within the family is very significant. First thing
Yes,
is it stops making us feel guilty.
yes,
Like we are the only one who are fighting in the family. That
yes,
means it takes you to the level of taking and respecting each one as an individual,
yes,
and then trying to connect and resolve the conflicts. But again,
yes,
niti is very important. The psychological war can be won or lost. How do you
yes, ma'am.
implement the nitis?
Yes, ma'am.
If it are wrongly placed, then even a
Yes,
strong ruler, you know,
yes, ma'am.
we thought Trump is a very strong ruler, but the types
Yes,
of nitis he is putting right now, they
yes,
may
ma'am.
lead to somewhere is failure.
Yes, ma'am.
So
I,
it's important.
I think, ma'am, in the present world order, we can always find the psychological warfare happening everywhere, whether it is, the Russia-Ukraine war or the statement which the President Trump gives to the world. There's lots of things attached.
Yeah,
The recent bombing of the nuclear assets of Iran. I
yeah.
think psychologically he created a very cool and calm picture to the world, and the next day they went and bombed the Iranian
Yes.
nuclear infrastructure.
Sir, the
So,
word niti itself comes for the first time from Mahabharata.
yes, ma'am.
And then the three types of niti. So they are
Yes,
first coined in the Mahabharata only. So
yes,
that itself shows, because niti is not a physical act. Niti is a
yes,
mental
yes,
act.
yes, yes.
So,
So, ma'am, I think you have summarized majority of our questions, and I will draw lots of lessons from Captain Nitin's interview also, ma'am, because I think the only thing was that he was dwelling with negotiations. Mine was psychological warfare. So, more or less, the episodes had
yeah.
the combination of both the things.
But
So,
you see,
ma'am,
sir, the conditions in which the Kauravas fought. You know, when
yes,
Bhishma
ma'am.
says, I'll not kill any Pandavas.
Yes, ma'am.
Dronacharya said, I'll not kill them, but I can make them prisoners. Karna
Yes,
said, I have no interest in anyone, but I'll fight only Arjuna. You know,
yes,
they were all fighting a conditional war.
yes,
Even Pandavas were fighting a conditional war, like Arjuna said, I'll kill Karna, like
yes,
one to one, but they
yes,
had a larger scope of functioning. So that
yes.
also shows what is our motive, and motives are set in the mind, and that drives you towards that act.
Yes, ma'am. I think I get reminded of one episode wherein when Gandhari tells Duryodhan that when she was aware that the Pandavas are having a great power, so she tells that you come to me and in the manner in which you are born, and I will remove
Sir,
my
it is
bhakti.
not in Mahabharat. This has been coined later.
Okay.
It is not in Mahabharat, though it is
Okay.
said, it is there that before the war she met Duryodhana, she doesn't meet. But one thing I just reminded of, and I forgot, that was important. Anyway, I just forgot. That was something about the war only. These
Okay.
conditional wars and all. Yeah, Ghatotkach. You know, when Karna gets that weapon from Indra, now
Yes, sir.
Indra knew that it will kill, Arjuna. So before that could happen, they sent Ghatotkach to kill the Kauravas army, and in one blow he killed half of the Kauravas army, and unwillingly Karna had to use that weapon on. So it's also psychological pressure to work as you wish.
Psychological warfare. Yes.
Yeah, as
Correct.
you wish. You made
Yes.
enemy made action,
Yes, ma'am.
So that's also important.
Ma'am, thank you very much for your valuable insights, and I think, ma'am, your insight is much, much deeper, and the understanding is, tremendous, ma'am. I
Yes, sir.
think,
Thank you. I don't think yet I have mastered it, but then this is how we churn, and I'm sure when you start churning, you will also reach to new insights, new
Yes,
approaches to reach it out.
because, ma'am, I have studied Mahabharata right from my school days, and still because of this, but the way you showed the formations of the Kauravas and the Pandavas.
Okay.
That was the first time in my life that we never interpreted. I thought that it was just about this to stand in front of each other
Yeah.
and then they will just go and fight.
Sir,
But
General
what they
G.D.
said-
Bakshi has written a book, The Art of Weapon, in
Yes.
Mahabharata. I think you should read the book.
Okay.
It's a good book,
Definitely.
very good book, and I got this intention from after reading the book only.
Okay.
So that's a
how we
must
learn
if we
from
want
each
to
other.
know the warfare of Mahabharata.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, thank you very much.
Thank you,
I think we pulled you on a
No,
Sunday.
sir, that
and
is the reason I was not able to write down the answers, because answers would have been very limited. And I
Yes.
thought a Zoom session or a virtual conference would be better.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm really grateful for your valuable insights, and I think my research paper will definitely benefit from the insights which you have given.
Thank you so
And
much. Good.
I truly appreciate your time and valuable insights.
No, sir, don't mention. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good night.